Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to pick the stone that draws you, the one that resonates with your intuition. And we'll begin. For those of you who chose the orange and gold stone, oh, that's so pretty. We have the 3 of coins, we have the 5 of cups, and the Page of Wands. So no big, huge deal today, but you've got some minor arcana things that are Spirit wanting to point some things out to you. So the 3 of coins that probably is your central effort. Working to build something. You may be consulting with others, you may be supported by others, you may be hired by others, but getting some information, getting some consultation perhaps, but you're building on your security. And maybe it's something relatively new that you're working on, because there's a 3, like you've got a good beginning. But it might not feel entirely stable yet, but that's okay. You've got a good beginning. It's dynamic, it's changing, it's growing. Security is always tangible things that increase your security. So that can be money, that can be something you're actually making or creating, something physical, that can be health. So you're doing well. Things are certainly moving in the right direction. There is a caution here. Please don't worry too much. And maybe that's because you've noticed this recently in yourself. And maybe even yesterday, you've noticed this sort of looking back a little too much, maybe looking at the disappointments or the regrets or the losses a little too much, instead of seeing the 2 large cups that are full of a positive emotional material here, the 2 cups that are ascending, that are rising. So that's sometimes they call it the don't cry over spilt milk card, because the sort of idea is it can give you a little blue, it can make you a little blue, but maybe unnecessarily so. We have the Page of Wands here that says that's kind of on the other side of this. If things don't feel entirely like solid, like where you like them to be with your security, but it is dynamic, it is growing, take the next thing. Pick up something that is perhaps physical, perhaps something that gets the blood moving, a little life, there's life to it, and that's lovely energy. That's lovely kind of life giving, kind of youthful energy with that Page of Wands. So this is something that you've already picked up, or you're thinking of, you've already got it. It's here already, partly just the beginning of it, and you may decide to get into it today. I immediately when I see this card, I think that's a creative goal that gives you a little fire, a little energy, or it's movement, or it's exercise that is fun, like put on the music and pretty soon you find yourself tapping your toes. It's just something that's interesting. Or sometimes it's learning something new that kind of is a little exciting or intriguing. So this is where you go with it. You assume you're building, you're doing well, and we just stay out of that. This is optional. Spirit a lot of times will give us a card that's a caution, that's a, hey, this is optional. You don't have to do that, kind of heads up. For those of you who chose the green stone, we have the 7 of rods, we have the Ace of coins, we have the 9 of swords. So this too, this is not a major arcana. This is the kind of issue you've got going in your day. Ace of coins, that's wonderful. That's Spirit right away saying here is an opportunity. An opportunity is coming in. Pay attention. That will increase your security. And remember, coins are tangible, physical kinds of things that increase your sense of security. Or your security, in fact, financially perhaps. It can be any number of things, but there's opportunity for that. And that's awfully nice, because in some area of your life you might feel like you're just standing your ground, like you're having to stand your ground in spite of perhaps some challenges. You're doing it, you're fine, as long as you stick to your main priority. This is what I'm doing today, this is important for me today. You're fine. You're strong, you're standing. you're standing your ground. This might be, sometimes this is about just maintaining your progress in an area, but sometimes it is also about you've made a decision, and maybe there's somebody else in your life who kind of pushes against it, who kind of puts a little pressure on you to change that decision. And no, you've decided this is the direction you're going in, and you need to stick to it and stand your ground, and that is perfectly okay to do. There's nothing wrong with that. So sometimes it's even mentally, isn't it? Where we just have to think, oh, wait a minute though. I was going to do this. That's right. So that's what I'm going to stick to. The 9 of Swords is worry that is entirely optional. Worry can come in, and especially if there's something that feels a little challenging to you, worry can come in. Doesn't have to be. Sometimes I feel like this card is saying some worry or negative thinking wants to come in when maybe you're tired, or maybe you're a little worn out, or you have so much on your mind. Swords are thoughts, right? You're thinking, and your brain's a little overstimulated. And sometimes the 9 of Swords comes up when really we need to dial it back. We need to definitely get out of our heads, because this thinking is going nowhere. It's creating pain for you. Whatever you're trying to figure out, or whatever's going on there, it's creating discomfort for you. And nothing huge. Remember, these are no major arcana, but it's creating discomfort. And so sometimes this is, okay, let's dial it back. Let's go into the cups. Let's look at the cups. How am I emotionally? What do I need? Do I feel a little depleted? Sometimes this person, if she were or he were to sleep and worry about figuring it out tomorrow, or let him or herself off the hook. I don't have to get this all figured out today, or I don't have to do all this planning and all this thinking today. I can do that after I take a little break. Sometimes there's a physical break, but whatever it is, this 9 of Swords does not need to be. There's some hopefulness. There's some instead assume that there's opportunity to increase your well-being here. This could be encouragement by Spirit to take good care of yourself physically, because it will indeed help your health. It will indeed result in extra health. That could be sleep. That could be mental rest. And then instead of doing that, you look for the opportunity that Spirit's trying to give you here. So, and there's some acknowledgement that it's not like it's been exactly easy lately, but you're doing it. You're standing your ground. So those are good cards. Spirit's always trying to help us out if they can get us to look in that direction and let go of maybe our thoughts on it. For those of you who chose the pink stone, we have the High Priestess, we have the 9 of Coins, we have the World, 2 major arcana and really nice ones, and the minor arcana is nice too. This is about success. This is about completion. This is about you're in a good spot. You have fulfilled an important aspect of perhaps your plan for why you're here, your higher self's plan, your spirituality. There's a success there. There's a completion. Sometimes this can be about the peace to live in the eternal now, the eternal present. It's sort of saying, there's nothing I need to strive for right now. I have done well. I certainly deserve to relax. I deserve to enjoy my luxuries. I don't have to keep striving. I don't have to keep worrying, planning, thinking, analyzing. I can sort of settle in to my gut, to my intuition, to the part of me that knows that deep down everything is fine. Everything will be fine. This is sort of talking about how much spiritual maturity you've developed and the insight into the deeper mysteries that you've developed. Today may be a day, and in fact, this may be hanging over this time in your life where you really do know some things, and you know about the complexities and the mysteries and the ambiguities of yourself, of human beings. That's an arrival. That's an I have arrived at that. I can enjoy that. Oh, sometimes we get so used to striving. We don't allow ourselves to enjoy all that we've accomplished. And this is suggesting you should be enjoying what you've accomplished. That, yes, enjoy the physical and the sensual, absolutely, because spirit and body, they're not two sides of the coin. They're all together. Sometimes the more spiritually centered we are, the more we're enjoying the sensual pleasures. I think all the time, actually. What am I saying? Sometimes. I think all the time. But this is saying enjoy where you are. This is a self-made woman or man. Enjoy where you are. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, acknowledge it. Acknowledge the maturity you've gained. I love that one. For those of you who chose the blue stone, we have the Death card. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 5 of Coins. Okay, well, that Death card, that's an end to something. All right. And this might be a time of some uncertainty, maybe some concerns about, do I have enough security? Health or wealth, do I have enough? Maybe some concerns about, what does the future hold? The unknown, is something perhaps that looks a little frightening, or all these blessings. What does the future hold? The 7 of Cups a lot of times comes up to let us know we may not be seeing something clearly, for one thing. And I wonder about that meaning of the card because of these 2 cards. There may be worry about this, or looking so much at what we lack that we're not seeing the reasons for hopefulness. This could be feeling shut out in the cold, or feeling shut out of some type of prosperity. These 2 are disenfranchised, right? But this is an end to something. Whenever this card comes up, we are encouraged to not dread the future, but instead to look for what's hopeful, to look for the good things, to entertain those possibilities, and even envision them, plan them for our own lives. That's the encouragement there. I'm wondering if it's time to let go of worries, concerns about this, or it's time to shift gears. Maybe things have been difficult lately with this card. Maybe there have been some honest to goodness challenges, financially, health-wise, what have you. Whatever threatens, shakes up your sense of security. Maybe there have been some honest to goodness difficult things. However, it may be time for that era to end, and you may find yourself on the edge of a new beginning, and you're tempted to see things either more negatively than they would be, or possibly unrealistically in a different direction. But really, I think that this is acknowledging that something is changing, acknowledging something is ending, another thing is beginning, and they can just as easily be positive things, probably more easily be positive things that are coming in. Yeah, I feel like it's an end to this. Whatever this is, it's an end to this. Yeah, yep. So I think it's just really important to, sometimes when there are powerful things happening, or there's a loss, and that's affecting us in a powerful way, it is more difficult to see things realistically. So maybe there's some of that. Please be realistic, but yet you're not being realistic if you're just dreading the future, because that's never realistic. There is entertainment of the positives. That's more important in this card. So you're going to be coming into something new. It's very interesting to see the next cards. If you get this reading, I would suggest you maybe even pick a reading from another day. I have one on almost every day on this channel. It doesn't matter what the date is. Pick any of them. Pick a stone out of there. Ask for clarification. That is really helpful. I don't think this is bad at all. I think this is an end to something that's been difficult and a temptation to look for the positive to come in. That's what I think this is. So, anyway, I think it's a good reading. I think sometimes there's great relief in closing a door. All right. Well, I thank you all so very much. I hope you have a terrific day. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.